Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
Right before Harvey makes landfall, Trump just did the incredible to help save Texas. President Trump just signed the disaster proclamation for the state of Texas in wake of Hurricane Harvey, which has just been upgraded to a Category 4 storm. The disaster proclamation will grant Texas federal aid before Harvey makes landfall. Texas Governor Gregg Abbott had earlier requested a disaster declaration to prepare for the storm, which will be the largest to hit Texas in at least 12 years. President Trump had his back. He is already making sure the citizens of Texas will be taken care of. Share this out, folks. And make sure to stay safe if you're in Texas. HT The Hill. Justice is served. Trump just gave Sheriff Arpaio the greatest gift of his life. President Trump has pardoned former Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Maricopa County, Arizona on Friday. Arpaio was found guilty in July of criminal contempt for imprisoning suspected illegal immigrants while he was sheriff. President Trump hinted that he would pardon Arpaio at his rally in Phoenix on Tuesday, saying, "I'll make a prediction. I think Arpaio's going to be just fine, okay? But I won't pardon him tonight because I don't want to cause any controversy. Is that okay? But Sheriff Joe can feel good." The White House press briefing said Arpaio is a worthy candidate for a presidential pardon, especially due to his more than 50 years of admirable service to our nation. Check out the press release here. Arpaio was a controversial figure during his time as sheriff, from 1992 to 2016. Besides being accused of targeting undocumented immigrants for arrest, he also issued pink-colored underwear to inmates at the Maricopa County Jail. This is a breaking story and more details will be released as they become available. Share it out if you support Sheriff Arpaio. HTABC. Exposed Trump supporter just brutally attacked by leftist. Then CNN does something sick. Remember how CNN and various politicians on the left are always yammering on about how Republicans are white supremacists and President Trump supports the KKK, despite explicitly condemning them? Well, in their ignorance, they might be surprised to know that many people of color actually are conservative and do support President Trump. Case in point: Trump supporter R.C. Maxwell. Maxwell was at an America First rally in Laguna Beach, California to support President Trump. He was then punched in the face by a white anti-fascist, who was later arrested for assault. Here's what Maxwell has to say about the encounter. "If the optics were completely different and I was a Black Lives Matter supporter and I was attacked on the Trump side of a protest, I would be in the spotlight on CNN right now. I went over to the left side to see if I could engage them with dialogue and I was instantly encircled by the so-called anti-fascists." The sicko attacker was unrepentant, saying on Twitter shortly after the attack, "I did it because he would not stop talking about Trump when all of us told him thousands of times we didn't want to hear it. I am not racist. Please arrest me, LMFAO." Typical anti-fascist using violence instead of dialogue. These people are sick in the head, and his victim R.C. Maxwell needs to get the praise and support he deserves for sticking up for his beliefs in the face of violence. Where is the mainstream media reporting on Antifa violence against people of color? Nowhere. What did CNN do? Nothing. It's almost like they don't care if it doesn't suit their leftist political agenda. Sad. CNN might not care about this, but we think people need to know. Let's get R.C. Maxwell's story out there and shame the MSM by sharing 10,000 times. HD Real Clear Politics. Anderson Cooper just told a huge lie to cover the crazy tweet he sent about Trump. Narcissistic host Anderson Cooper is one of the biased on-air personalities on Truth Challenged News Network, and it appears that he is having a hard time keeping his emotions in check during Republican Donald Trump's presidency. Following the surprising loss of Republican Roy Moore in the Alabama Senate special election, President Trump responded by tweeting, "The reason I originally endorsed Luther Strange, and his numbers went up mightily, is that I said Roy Moore will not be able to win the general election. I was right," he said. Roy worked hard but the deck was stacked against him. From his verified Twitter account, Childish Cooper responded to the president's tweet by posting, "Oh really? You endorsed him, you tool. Pathetic loser." When Anderson likely became more sober of mind and realized how unprofessional that tweet was, he deleted it. Then Anderson clearly lied about it the following day, claiming on Twitter, "Just woke up to find out someone gained access to my Twitter account. I have not sent a tweet in days or replied to any tweets. We are looking into how this happened." Fake news promoter CNN backed him up, stating, "Geolocation tools confirmed that the tweet in question was not sent from Anderson Cooper's phone. Anderson was in Washington, and we have proof the tweet was sent from New York, from a phone belonging to his assistant." They went on, "His assistant inadvertently left his phone unlocked and unattended at the gym early this morning, and someone took the phone and sent the tweet. His assistant, who has worked with Anderson for more than a decade, is the only other person with access to Anderson's Twitter account." Many people called Cooper out for this obviously bogus explanation. Wrote the National Review's Charles C.W. Cook, "Not to sound like Alex Jones, but why would someone temporarily steal a phone owned by Anderson Cooper's assistant, who was in a gym in a different city than Anderson Cooper? And how would that person know it was logged into that Twitter account? Do you think Anderson Cooper was lying?" Three cheers. Trump just battled Harvey in one big league. President Trump was ready to battle Hurricane Harvey before it was able to destroy parts of the great state of Texas. While Trump graciously accepted the advice, he didn't need it, because he has been on top of the potential natural disaster. On Friday night, even before Harvey hit, Trump had already signed a disaster proclamation for Texas. He said it unleashes the full force of government help. Trump is on top of it the whole time. And Saturday morning, Trump told FEMA they were doing a great job. Harvey has been downgraded at this point, but it's still a hurricane. Let's pray for our fellow Americans in Texas. Please share and comment. Be safe, Texas. H.T. The Hill. Karma time. Protester rapidly taken down at Trump rally gets even worse. Karma 2 days later. President Trump's rally in Phoenix on Tuesday attracted the usual fare of violent leftists looking for trouble. None were more iconic, however, than 29-year-old Joshua Stewart Coben, who was caught on video wearing a scary gas mask and kicking a tear gas canister at police in the middle of a riot. The police then hit Coben in the crotch with a non-lethal pepper ball, and he immediately crumpled to the ground. Well, it turns out that there were also less immediate consequences for Coben's misdeeds. Charges for aggravated assault on police, the Daily Caller reports. Police announced on Thursday that Coben was booked for 3 felony counts of aggravated assault on police and 1 misdemeanor for unlawful assembly. Besides kicking the canister in the video, police say Coben also picked up 2 gas canisters and threw them at police. In a local news interview on Wednesday, Coben said, "I don't equate kicking or putting back tear gas canisters as attacking police. I never attacked a police officer." Oh, okay buddy. Whatever you say. I would say kicking canisters at police constitutes an attack, but that's just me. Whatever the case, it's great to finally see some justice for leftist violence against the police. Share it out if you agree. HT Daily Caller. Must watch. The emotional speech Mattis just gave to our troops left the entire room in tears. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis was abroad working with other nations on an ISIS strategy last week when he decided to take some time out to give special encouragement to our troops overseas. Watch his speech at the end. Mattis gave these inspiring words to our brave men and women in uniform while stopping in Jordan. "Believe me, I know you're far from home, every one of you. I know you could all be going to college, you young people, or you could be back on the block, just grateful. The only way this great big experiment you and I call America is gonna survive is if we've got tough hombres like you. If you remember, some of you are too young, on September 11th we were matched up against an enemy that thought if you hurt us you can scare us." He added. "We don't frickin' scare, that's the bottom line." Mattis urged the soldiers to remain strong amid the political tensions at home, saying, "You just hold the line, my fine young soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines. You just hold the line until our country gets back to understanding and respecting each other and showing it, of being friendly to one another, that Americans owe to one another." Then came this awesome line. "We're so doggone lucky to be Americans." Mattis, a retired four-star general, also said that his love of the troops is what brought him out of his retirement. "The only reason I came back was to serve alongside young people like you who are so selfless, and frankly, so rambunctious. It's a pleasure to be around you all." Mad Dog Mattis isn't known for being tender-hearted, but this quick break from official duties is a sweet way for him to remind soldiers how important they are to our country. General Mattis really knocked this speech out of the park, and provides a true role model for all Americans. We are very lucky to have him working on our side. Share his message out 10,000 times. We are doggone lucky to be Americans. HT Daily Wire